Yo, welcome back to Tactics Talk with Guido. Thanks for tuning in on this episode. We have Thylacoleo. He is in his 50T French Tier 8 Premium Heavy tank, or Medium Heavium? Meaty Heavy? I don't know. It's a heavy, but it fights a lot like a medium, although it's a great big giant medium, if you want to call it that. Call it a medium, that is. So he spawned in here on, well, it's hard to tell with this because the spawns are kind of weird, but he's over on the west side of the map. Maybe the northwest spawn, and the other one's the southeast spawn, maybe? I guess that's probably as close as it gets. And he is headed up here to the north part of the map, which is a pretty standard meta thing to do. He's top tier in a 357. He just bought this tank. This is his first battle. He sent it in to me, and of course he gets some pretty good matchmaking on his first battle right here. Is that a thing? I think it is a thing, but unsure. In any event, he's in a 357, whether it's a thing or not. And he has bought the 50T because, as we all know, Wargaming said they're not selling it again. They're removing it, right? Yeah. Fall for the hard sale, my friends. I don't like that right there. Thigh, you're too close, all right? You need to be over here when you're transitioning this. Problem is, you get a guy gets up in here, an aggressive scout, and lights you, you're going to get shot by 82,000 guys. That's a lot of guys, all 82,000 of them. But they will have draw distance if they moved. If they're fast enough, you can take shots, have shots taken on you from here. So I just like the fade a little bit further back. And the good news is you've got a very fast tank, relatively speaking, so you don't lose much by heading over to the left side of where you are. I also don't like this approach very much. It's good that you're fast, and if you're thinking, well, I'm fast enough, I think I can do this kind of closer approach to the hill, and I don't think anyone will be there, that's fine, but you're not really faster than the scouts, and sometimes you'll get a YOLO scout getting into the middle. You're not going to have one because this dude is over here. Your bat chat would have seen any of them, but if they do push through into these buildings or whatever, they may light you up, and then you start taking aggro from the guys on the side. So I think this whole initial approach is just a bit dangerous. You get away with it. And you'll stop here because shiny things. Squirrel. There we go. Let's put a shot on him. What the? What the? I bounced the Scorpion G. Never fear. Never fear, my friends at home, because while Thigh was robbed twice now by his first two shots, later on the Scorpion's going to bounce off of him in the fantastic FCM 50T armor. As we all know, is very strong. Very strong. Again, I said I didn't like the whole approach. This is extremely dangerous right here. Just another really kind of bad decision to be up here. They will erase you off of this spot if you get spotted. Again, the 12T is kind of going to let you know, but if you got a fast enough scout who's already up on top and maybe peeking over in one of these bushes, you get lit right here, there's a bunch of tanks sitting in this ridge line that are just going to eat your lunch. And then I'm thinking, oh no, Thigh, don't. No, I thought I was about to see you get erased, but nope, you didn't get spotted. And then, oh no, stop highlighting yourself. It just never ends. It never ends. Alright, so the meta on this is to get up on the hill, and unfortunately, if you look at Thigh's team, they are, I don't know what they're doing. They got a party going on down around G1, so a lot of guys were invited, so they all showed up. The WZ111 had to do his hair, or her hair, so she just stayed at home, along with the JP. The IS-2 and the T-29 are just sort of, I don't know what they're doing. They're going to wander. They're going to wander. Look, there's that Scorpion bounce. I told you he was going to bounce, so it's been a bounce-a-thon so far. Whenever Thigh is involved. You had a shot right there, by the way. I think I would have either taken it or stopped and shot him. And I think you just realize it right there, so you kind of come up there and try to take it, and he dies. And as I was saying, the meta is getting up on the top of this hill. You've got to get up to the windmill and hold it. Otherwise, you're fighting on this back slope, and that can be very dangerous depending on what they send up. The good news is that the enemy team takes quite a long time to get up here as well. And it's slow. A combination of them goofing around on the ridge line and being in slow tanks, but the KB5 is going to show up here pretty soon, as well as the KB3. So they're trundling up the hill right now. You might want to think about knocking down that building, the destructible little shed right there. It is providing you cover, so there is that piece of it, but it's also providing whatever shows up there cover. and gives them more options for getting away from you out here on the right side. So you're up here working on this. Alright, folks at home, small technical difficulty right there. But we are back. So the KV-5, I talked a little bit earlier about maybe taking down that building. Got some artillery dumping on you. Take that shot right there while you're backing up. You had that shot. And this is problematic. It's just you. Looks like you got some guys coming up behind you. Finally, these guys are getting up on the hill, and you decide to shift over to the IS-2. This is not a bad idea right here, I don't think. Just push in and take out this IS. Two of you should be able to tag team him pretty quickly. He takes a hit, down he goes. And now there seems to be a little bit of confusion on your part about what to do next. You're sort of sitting here. I think maybe you're trying to avoid artillery potentially, so it's not a bad idea. The choices are push forward, and you don't really want to do that because there's too many of their guns in the game. Plus, you can't really come up around this ramp without getting shot in the back. Good news is the Scorpion comes down and gives him some shots, gives you some shots, put a shot on him. I'd have stayed behind this rock. What you do is you're going to come around the outside, and this lets the Scorpion get a shot on you. I'd have worked to get a shot on the Scorpion without him getting a shot back on me, rather than just drive around and let him have that shot. So that might have been, what, 456 hit points you didn't have to give up right there. If you were going to come around and be able to ram him to death real quick, that would have been one thing, but just driving around and letting him have that easy shot. I'd have been dabbing 2 right about here. I'm dealing with a KV-5. That goes into the back of his turret where it's a little bit angled. He doesn't really have to worry about anything as far as hitting you. He's going to hit you no matter what. You tracked him. That was a good thing. But again, a little bit of issue with the gunnery, not able to get a shot where you want it. There's another one into him. And now you got a T-92. T-92 is thinking, alright, I'm going to kill this FCM. Nope. Good job not ramming that KV-5 too hard because he'd have killed you. Take that shot. Oh, shift. Get the shot. Oh, no. You know, sometimes you just have to run, and I think had you stayed in there, they'd have killed you. If the KV-5 hadn't, you might have been able to gun down the KV-5, but the KV-3 would have reloaded in time. Plus, you also got the Cromwell up top, and you're a, what, 11 hit point kind of guy right now. So what he's doing is he's putting space between him and the enemy, and more importantly in this case, some bushes, so we can actually disappear and start farming some shots on lit guys. And this is the danger of pushing down this hill once you win the hill up here. Not really a wise move on these guys' part, just come at you. This is back to where I would have been using gold again. So you should have been using gold against the KV-3 and the KV-5. Just makes your shot more sure. You might have actually got one of those to pin on the KV-5, and I think at least one, maybe 2 of those so far would have pinned. Now you're getting that good aim into the lower plate. Shouldn't have too much trouble pinning the front of the KV-3, as long as you don't get into his track, especially with the gold. There you go. Maybe investigate the KV-5, see if you actually have shots on that guy up there. This is a nice job here. Take a look at the KV-5, see if you can highlight him, and then come right back to the KV-3 as your reload is starting to finish. Starting to finish? As your reload finishes. KV-5s are doing something up there. He's around a rock, I think. Not a bad idea keeping the tank pointed away from them so you can skedaddle. The armor's not going to matter a whole bunch on this tank. They're moving up, trying to get a spot on him. Hopefully that 12T can get a light, maybe. Do his scout thing. There's the Cromwell. Cromwell is foolishly peeking over and apparently either does not have sixth sense or was lit about the second you shot him or about the moment you shot him. So here comes a KV-5. What's he doing? Not bad. I think I would have gone for that shot too. Just see if you can't plink him, but he's going to get right out in the open. Plus he gets tracked and then he puts the side of his turret to you. For a moment I thought he might try to blind shoot you. I'm like, oh man, is he going to actually get you kill right here? And down he goes. So we're going to move up the hill. We'll speed this up a little bit. It takes a while to trundle up. And I agree with this. Come up and take the hill. Be careful about highlighting yourself right here again. Same thing applies if they got some guys down here in these trees, they might get spotted, and there's a lot of TDs. None of those guys have fantastic view range. But see how you're highlighted right here? Yeah, you got shots on the Nashorn, but I'm really surprised nobody down here took you out, to be quite honest. They might be looking at the 12T, which is the reason you didn't die here. This, again, I'm just really surprised. So this approach should have been done from over here on the red line. Just come up the red line, and then you just still had shots on the Nashorn. Plus, you'd have been able to be a little bit hold down against that guy as well. Kind of lucky, the artillery. There's a shot coming in towards you, so it looks like they just didn't recognize you or see you soon enough to get a shot on the side of you. And it may have been you were shot at and it just went overhead and we never saw it. But either way, just don't highlight yourself over there. 100Y is getting torn up. These guys are in trouble. It's 3 TDs, but they don't have any kind of eyes. There's a scout up there lighting the snot out of them. Okay, so this is just map awareness. See that bush right there? That was the perfect place just to stick your nose in there and not get seen. You're going to come up on top right here and just really highlight yourself, but you could have just poked into that bush. This tree actually works as well, but needs quite a bit of depression to do it. You can get into this bush up top. Actually, I think it's the one next to it. Yeah, this one right here. You can drive up that little ridge and still get shots down in there, but this is just really not a great spot right here. Now, it's a good spot when you're unspotted and you're getting shots like this. But anyone down there that has a bead on you is going to get a nice shot. And you're just backing off when he dies, so good deal. Which brings me to the last thing. Looks like you're worried about artillery, and you're right to be so, because right there you're going to get nuked. In a case like that where there's just no place to go get safe from artillery, i.e. you can't get behind this rock, and even so, with 11 hit points, he's going to splash you almost no matter where he hits. You knew their other TD was here, and the artillery is probably down in here, so breaking this cover wasn't really going to hurt you any. I'd have just blitzed down here and started zigzagging. Just make that shot as difficult as possible. Stopping right there, you're not really protecting yourself from anything. So in that case, it's probably movement that's going to be your safest bet to try to make that guy miss. But nice job, man. 3,339. You actually bounced 790. That's pretty funny. 896 assists. So pretty dang good game for your first game in the 50T with 5 kills. Just some positioning stuff as far as how to get to positions. It is important how you get to the positions. It's one thing to know what the great starting positions are and flexing and reacting to the fight. That's one thing. But the approaches to those positions can often be important as well. And while you didn't lose many hit points doing it, you could have easily taken a bunch of hits by coming up, highlighting yourself on ridges and such things as that. Nice job with the retreat right there, falling back and then crushing them as they continued to push into you. That was really one of the more critical spots in this game as far as winning it goes, especially in the north. Looks like the south just kind of rolled them up anyway. All right, man. Good job. Hope you guys like what you saw. Hope you learned something along the way. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will see ya.